Feedback on creative work is always delicate. The common way is, I'm wondering if this design looks good to you or not. While straightforward, it can sound uncertain and place the other person in a yes-no judgment seat. A warmer alternative is, how does this design strike you? Does it feel effective? This phrasing invites reflection rather than simple evaluation. It makes the person feel their insight is genuinely valued, not just their approval. The shift turns the exchange into a dialogue, fostering more honest, useful feedback that leads to better design outcomes. When discussing team ideas, phrasing sets the tone for collaboration. The typical way is, I like to ask whether this idea is going to work well for us. While clear, it can feel like you're asking for validation of something already decided. An alternative is, what's your perspective on whether this idea makes sense? This creates space for contribution. It suggests you value their lens, not just their agreement. In practice, it builds ownership because people are more committed when they've had a real chance to shape the idea. Choosing a restaurant can be casual, but the way you ask for input changes how included others feel. The common way is, I'm asking if this restaurant seems like a decent option tonight. While fine, it sounds transactional. A stronger alternative is, how do you feel about trying this restaurant for dinner? This adds emotional tone, asking how they feel rather than just if it's decent. It creates a sense of partnership in decision-making, making even small choices more engaging and considerate. Outfits and events often bring self-doubt. The usual phrase is, I'm not sure if this outfit looks appropriate for the event. While honest, it centers insecurity. A more empowering alternative is, from your view, does this outfit fit the occasion well? This shifts the focus from personal doubt to shared perspective. It communicates trust in the other person's judgment and softens the vulnerability, while still welcoming constructive feedback. Presentations succeed when clarity is tested with others. The common way is, I want to ask if my slides appear clear and easy to follow. While fine, it feels a little stiff. An alternative is, how do these slides come across? Clear or confusing? This invites more specific input and signals openness to both praise and critique. It shows you're invested in improving for the audience, not just seeking reassurance. The result is richer, more actionable feedback. Marketing campaigns rely on resonance, not just accuracy. The typical phrase is, I'm uncertain whether this slogan conveys the right message. While true, it highlights doubt. A better alternative is, what's your take on this slogan? Does it resonate well? This empowers the listener to weigh in on emotional impact, not just correctness. It positions them as part of the creative process, increasing engagement while producing feedback that's closer to real audience reaction. Even light choices like movies benefit from inclusive phrasing. The common way is, I'd like to know if this film seems like a fun one to watch. While casual, it feels like a check for approval. A friendlier alternative is, would this movie match the mood we're going for tonight? This connects the suggestion to shared experience. It shows you're thinking of the group atmosphere, not just personal taste. That makes the question warmer, more fun, and more likely to spark consensus. Logos carry heavy symbolic weight, so feedback matters. The usual phrase is, I want to ask if this logo works or needs adjustments. While functional, it invites a binary yes, no answer. A stronger alternative is, what impression does this logo leave on you at first glance? This phrasing draws out instinctive reactions. It captures emotional impact and first impressions, which are critical in branding. It moves beyond technical tweaks to uncover the real gut-level message the logo communicates. Career decisions are deeply personal, but but outside perspectives often help. The common phrase is, "I'd like to ask if this job offer seems like the right move." While honest, it sounds like you're handing over the decision. An alternative is, "What's your honest view? Does this opportunity sound worthwhile?" This keeps the ownership with you, but still invites candid input. It makes the other person feel trusted without putting them on the spot as the decision maker. The phrasing respects both autonomy and advice. Book recommendations often balance time and value. The usual phrase is, "I'm unsure whether this book is worth investing my time in." While valid, it frames reading as a risk. A stronger alternative is, "From your perspective, would this book be a rewarding read?" This frames the question positively. It emphasizes potential gain, rewarding, rather than fear of wasting time. It invites the other person to share their personal experience in a way that highlights benefits, making the conversation more engaging. Website layout often sparks different perspectives. The common way is, "I'd like to know if this page layout looks balanced enough." While clear, it's narrowly focused on balance and may get just a yes or no answer. An alternative is, "How well does this layout flow when you look at it?" This invites the other person to think about navigation, readability, and user experience. By broadening the scope, it sparks richer feedback and helps uncover details you might have overlooked. The takeaway: better phrasing leads to deeper, more useful insights. Choosing colors is subjective, so feedback is essential. The usual phrase is, "I'm asking if these colors blend nicely or clash too much." While understandable, it frames the question in technical terms that limit response. A better alternative is, "How do these colors feel to you? Calm or overwhelming?" This shifts the focus from design rules to emotional reaction. By anchoring the question in feeling, you capture the user's genuine impression. The takeaway: opinions framed emotionally provide clarity that rules alone can't. Planning a trip involves balancing fun with practicality. The typical way is, "I'd like to know if visiting this city is a smart addition." While direct, it frames the choice as logical rather than inviting shared perspective. An alternative is, "What are your thoughts on adding this city to our trip?" This makes the other person part of the decision process. It encourages them to weigh in on excitement, timing, or costs. The takeaway: asking for thoughts, not just judgments, builds collaboration and better choices. Event planning often creates packed schedules. The common phrase is, "I'm not certain whether this schedule feels too crowded." While honest, it's tentative and self-focused. An alternative is, "How realistic does this schedule seem from your point of view?" This shifts the frame from your doubt to their perspective. It empowers the listener to judge feasibility and share constructive feedback. The takeaway: opinions framed from the other person's view produce more honest and practical responses. Drafting a resume requires outside eyes. The usual phrase is, "I'd like to ask if this resume highlights my strengths clearly." While valid, it positions the question as one-dimensional. A stronger alternative is, "From your side, does this resume show me in the best light?" This makes the reviewer think more holistically about presentation, tone, and overall impression. The takeaway: phrasing that widens scope brings feedback that strengthens not just details, but the big picture. Choosing a project topic can feel uncertain. The typical phrase is, "I'm checking if this topic is acceptable for the assignment." While practical, it focuses only on rules and approval. An alternative is, "Which topic direction do you feel would be most impactful?" This shifts the conversation from acceptability to effectiveness. It asks for guidance that balances creativity and relevance. The takeaway: when you ask about impact, you open the door to stronger outcomes. Recipes can be hard to judge alone. The common way is, I'm wondering if this dish tastes flavorful or too mild. While specific, it limits answers to two extremes. A better alternative is, how does the flavor come across to you? Balanced or flat? This encourages nuance, making the other person describe the taste experience. The takeaway: by framing food in terms of perception, you get more honest and descriptive feedback. Decorating rooms is about comfort and mood. The usual phrase is, I want to check if this furniture setup feels welcoming enough. While polite, it feels closed-ended. An alternative is, how does this arrangement feel? Cozy or awkward? This opens up emotional judgment. Instead of just yes or no, the feedback taps into comfort, atmosphere, and practicality. The takeaway: people give richer opinions when invited to describe feelings, not just approve a setup. Handling friendships often requires timing. The typical phrase is, I'm asking if reaching out now is the best way to handle this. While clear, it puts the focus on correctness. A stronger alternative is, what would your advice be? Reach out now or hold off. This frames it as guidance seeking, showing openness and respect for their judgment. The takeaway: inviting advice rather than permission strengthens trust and the quality of support you receive. Articles depend on rhythm and flow. The common phrase is, I'd like to know if this article flows smoothly as written. While direct, it risks a shallow yes or no. An alternative is, what does the pacing of this article feel to you overall? This invites reflection, giving space for feedback on tempo, clarity, and readability. The takeaway: when you ask about experience rather than structure, you get more detailed insights that sharpen the writing. Buying a new gadget often creates uncertainty. The typical phrase is, I'm not sure whether this phone is a smart purchase choice. While it communicates doubt, it puts the spotlight only on your hesitation. An alternative is, would this phone be considered a good value in your eyes? This shifts the focus to the other person's perspective, making them feel included in the decision. It encourages collaboration and provides a more balanced view, rather than simply highlighting your uncertainty. Picking the right music for an event is always subjective. The common way is, I want to know if this playlist matches the party atmosphere. While asked for input, it sounds more like a technical check than an emotional one. A warmer alternative is, what does this playlist sound for creating the right vibe? This encourages the listener to think about mood and feeling, not just structure. It makes the feedback richer and more useful for creating the desired atmosphere. Choosing a holiday gift can feel tricky. The usual phrase is, I'm wondering if this present feels meaningful enough. While thoughtful, it centers on your own doubt about adequacy. A better way is, from your perspective, would this gift make someone feel valued? This shifts the lens toward the recipient's feelings, making the question more empathetic. It turns a self-doubt statement into a conversation about creating genuine impact. Drafting a speech often calls for feedback on the opening. The typical phrase is, I'd like to check if this introduction captures attention well. While polite, it limits the feedback to a yes or no judgment. An alternative is, how does this opening sound? Engaging or too plain? This provides options and makes it easier for someone to give honest, actionable input. It sparks a better discussion and helps you refine your delivery. Writing an email sometimes leaves you second-guessing tone and length. The common way is, I'm not sure whether this email comes across as too lengthy. While clear, it focuses on your worry instead of inviting perspective. A stronger phrasing is, what does this message read to you? Clear or long-winded? This opens the door to more objective feedback, making it less about self-doubt and more about how the reader experiences the message. Planning business strategies often requires testing ideas with others. The typical phrase is, "I'm asking if this plan seems realistic for the next quarter." While straightforward, it limits the conversation to feasibility. An alternative is, "What's your view? Will this strategy deliver results?" This directs the discussion toward outcomes, which encourages more meaningful evaluation. It inspires deeper thinking about effectiveness, not just possibility. Arranging furniture is both practical and emotional. The common way is, "I'm uncertain whether this sofa looks good in this position." While clear, it only highlights doubt. A better option is, "What does this placement feel to you? Balanced or odd?" This invites the other person to trust their instinct and respond emotionally. It creates a stronger conversation around harmony and comfort, not just appearance. Hiring decisions benefit from multiple perspectives. The usual phrase is, "I'd like to know if this candidate fits the role we need." While valid, it frames the question in rigid, technical terms. A more engaging option is, "From your impression, does this person match what we're after?" This makes the exchange more natural and conversational. It values intuition and observation alongside qualifications. Choosing a school project topic can create self-doubt. The typical phrase is, "I'm not sure if this project topic is too simple for the class." While honest, it asks for judgment more than guidance. An alternative is, "Which angle do you believe would make the project stronger?" This transforms the request into a constructive one. It invites ideas and collaboration, helping improve the work rather than just questioning its worth. Writing captions for social media is tricky because tone matters. The common way is, "I want to check if this caption sounds natural or forced." While valid, it can sound stiff itself. A better option is, "How does this caption come across? Authentic or stiff?" This lets the other person step into the role of the audience and give more practical feedback. It keeps the focus on how the message feels, not just on whether it's acceptable. You can find playlists for various languages in the video description. To practice the vocabulary, you are encouraged to explore our various apps. Links to these are also included in the description. If you found something new or interesting, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section and provide your valuable feedback. And please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more educational content.